This is the Filbert again. This is another 1v1 battle I had, just matchmaking. I brought a pretty similar army to my previous build. I did bring some hero units because a lot of my veterans from the battle before were pretty beat up, so I have some katana heroes. I brought more Nodachi this time. I still brought 3 spears. Infantry, I think all of them are Yari. Yep. My army did pretty much a cav spam. And then I seen early on he brought some fire rockets. I actually do bring fire rockets once in a while. So, I'll admit it's gimmicky. And a lot of times I use them because people kind of freak out when they come against a unit like that. They think they have to kill them right away. Or you see these big explosions and they look a lot worse than they are sometimes. So that hit and I lost 9 men. And you know, if you weren't looking at those stats, you'd be like, holy shit, you just lost a, fifth of your group. So I'm not too worried. I'm going to slow it down a little bit to just talk about my plan and a little bit about fire rockets. So I'm taking this hill. I brought some Naga attendants. He's going to challenge it. He brought a lot of Yari or Katana Cav. And up here mainly I have just light Cav. Well, I'm going to engage this. I have a lot of numbers. Naga attendants will do okay as long as they aren't getting full on charge, which they aren't. And I'm just letting my bow Cav get some shots off. Meanwhile, I'm trying to take the sword dojo. And I'm just going to rush these guys. Not so much because I'm afraid of them. And you don't want to just let them go through all their entire ammunition if you can stop it. And at this point I'm going to get to him. And he just has so little infantry, I know I'm going to win this battle very easy. I'm going to knock them out. And I'm going to just use my spears to kind of shut off the middle, protect their flank. And I'm going to set my general up there too. I'm going to just try to take out as much of his cav as I can. I know as long as I keep 1 or 2 groups of spears alive, and especially my bow cav, this will be an easy win, because he didn't bring any skirmish ability at all. Which is fine if you're doing a rush army, but when you bring all cav, a couple groups of spears, as long as they're played well, are gonna really shut you down. So if you look over here, I basically wiped them out. And with fire rockets, if you bring them, you're gonna go after high value targets, and you want to make your opponent think they have to get rid of this unit quick. And a lot of more inexperienced units or inexperienced players will just go after them, thinking they're just gonna devastate their army, which, don't get me wrong, they can do damage, but they are also kind of gimmicky. And I kind of use them to both those effects. I want my opponent to focus on them and play to that ability, so try to set up ambushes. And he just leaving them out here like this, they're gonna get swamped. And it's vanilla, and I think vanilla those are 1800 plus a retainer to bring them out. So that's just a big money loss for him. So he is gonna win this, and I wasn't too worried. I get my spears up this hill. I'm not sure if he was micromanaging somewhere else, but then he's gonna try and chase my katana or my bow cav. So I'm just running this group around, and now I'm just gonna try and regroup and take the sword dojo. And at this point I know it's a win, especially since he didn't catch these cav. Even if he did catch these cav, he gets them a little bit, but he's just charging on this hill. I'm gonna even get in the back of him, and even up front I have some Yari samurai. A couple of my guys are coming back, so I'm gonna have them go back up here and take the shrine, or attempt to. And he rushes in, and this is not good for him. I guess my one group of Bokev did get caught up. I thought they both got out. But try to explain something a little bit. So I had this group back here shooting. I thought both groups were. And I thought this was going to be a game. He charged a couple groups back up here to rout the rest of them. Now, I'm charging these bow cav because I'm trying to tie him up and let my spears just do work. Really, if I was playing super serious, to be the safest thing to do would be wrap these guys around and don't risk them getting killed, since they are the only skirmish unit left on the battlefield. But I just wasn't that worried about it. The power bar is pretty far in my favor. I know he just couldn't do much. Even if he dismounts, my infantry presence is so strong that I don't think he could do anything. So I have these guys still chasing. You know, they're about to waver. I know if whatever happened, these guys are probably dead no matter what. If I go back and take the shrine, he'll rout them. So now I'm going to just form up. I'll fast forward a little bit.
Our men are running from
So
the battlefield.
he's going to chase the rest of those Naganatas. Not really that big of a deal. So he's going to go up and sit on this hill. I start forming up into like a little box. And my bow cav I took them off fire at will. And I forgot to put them back on. So I send them up here for a second. And it takes me a little bit to realize they're not on fire at will. So just basic things. Spears in front. I know I can even beat him fighting uphill at this point, as long as he doesn't dismount. And he's just kind of sitting there. And at this point I told him, you know, and Chaz, you know, good game, and, you know, like, I forgot what I said. I basically told him good game. You know, there's not much he can do at this point, because I didn't want him to just sit up there and try and wait it out or just run away from me. So he tries to do kind of like a pincer attack. I'm going to pull my swords in, get my spears on the flanks, and he's going to charge, and my spears are going to just obliterate him. Like I say, even with the downhill charge bonus, it's just not going to be enough. He's going to just lose guys way too quick. Plus with the power bar, these guys are going to rout much quicker. And that was that battle. So, things to take away from this battle is, and I've talked about this in a previous video of mine too, a few spears can really negate even a like I had 3 spears, and that alone was able to hold his cav at bay, because I was able to protect my entire right flank when he took off his horsemen up on that hill. He did get an engagement he probably shouldn't have with all my 3 light cav and those Naganatas. Those Naganatas I don't think got like really any crazy kills, but you know, Yari and my swords actually had pretty good kills too. But it was Naganatas when I had 29 kills. And he had a couple groups that did real good, but for as much as a lot of these guys cost, you want them to be in more kills. And, you know, I'm assuming this group that had 107 kills, most of those were, that was probably a lot of light cav and just cheap units that are going to die easy. I mean, kills don't always mean everything. So just place your, come against a cav heavy army, as long as you place your spears well and protect them. And that was the thing, he had no skirmish. So if he brought more skirmish than me, he could have tried peppering down my Yari Samurai, and then I would have been in trouble. But without any skirmish at all, besides, I guess fire rockets, besides fire rockets, he just wasn't going to win that. Really, if these 2 armies went up against each other 100 times, even if me and this guy weren't playing, I think my army would win 90 of them.